Hello my lovelies, Rob here from Kickback Garage. In this little video we are going to be having a look at and fitting the Nordspeed exhaust from SIP. So if that's something you fancy having a look at, go grab yourself a cup of coffee and I'll see you after the intro. Messing around with these cameras, batteries going flat.
Markerte det med regn, alle sprang I lag og ville komme under tak. Ingen av oss merket at du hadde falt I frak, hvorfor valgte du å dra? Hvem I faen kunne se den komme? Da høsten tok over, sa vi hadde bra til oss sommer.
Check out me pipe, check out me pipe. Right, I'm gonna have a quick look at the Nordspeed exhaust from SIP. Now, this is designed by Nordspeed, German company, and mass produced for SIP Scooter Shop. They don't say where they're made, but I bet you, looking at the way that these welds are and the way that they hang these exhaust spring hangers, I think that this is made by JL. It looks very similar to Nordspeed and the JL exhausts, and I bet you that they're made there. This does have a couple of fancy features which I quite like, but I'm probably not going to be using. I think most exhausts should have this, to tell you the truth, these days. This is probably overkill. This big plug here, which I have Loctited fast into the exhaust, this is actually for a lambada sensor. So if you are lucky and you live in the UK, Germany, somewhere that has got a two-stroke dyno man, then you can actually plug a lambada sensor in here to check your gases and get that puppy really well jetted in on the dyno. Good idea actually, but like I said, nothing I can use. And on the back side here, where is it? I can't find it. This also, that's because it's on the U-bend. Hang on a second. There it is, there it is. There's a little U-bend. Let me just put this pipe away safely. So this is a U-bend. I like the fact that it is, you've got the manifold and you have the U-bend, because if you've got some odd configuration, long stroke, stuff like that, cast a side case, which I have got, it does allow you to move it around a bit, so you can get that bolted down before you fit the springs properly. So that's a good idea. And what I was going to show you is this. It actually has a bolt. This is also Loctited down for a temperature gauge sensor as well. Now that is an important one. If I was running something like the SST, or probably if I was running something like my older SS240, that would have come in really handy. Then I definitely would have had one of those gauges. They're a little bit quicker at detecting anomalies compared to a head temperature gauge. So that's a good thing. Another nice thing about this exhaust was that it came with two exhaust stubs. This I won't be using because this is a standard type exhaust port. I have the TS1 type exhaust port, and this is actually flat out of the factory, which is amazing. I think it's one of the first ones that I've seen that's like that. Now I haven't pressure tested this, but it looks to be quite decently made. The TS1 exhaust stub, on the other hand, absolutely trash. I have no idea why. I have fit that to my engine already, so I can't show you. but I was flattening that down on the lathe. It's welded in a completely different way. For some strange reason, it's welded on the inside of the oval, on the flange itself, and the base plate is a lot thinner, and it was shaped like a banana. There is no way on God's earth I could get that to seal straight out of the box. This one, on the other hand, completely different story. So that was I won't really call it a minor issue. I call it a major issue, because even though I threw it on my lathe, I only got quite a small sealing surface, because I really didn't want to go through those welds that were on the backside facing the exhaust port. And yeah, we'll have to see. I put lots of sealer on that, that's for sure. And now we shall commence fitting the rest of the exhaust. So I've got my camera at an odd angle here, and I've got a couple of lights trying to light up the area here so you can see what I'm doing. I've already fit my exhaust tub, as you can see here, and which side, which way and which side? It's got to be that way, hasn't it? And facing that way, I reckon. Should I, I'm sort of considering trying to figure out how to do this. I wonder if I should fit this to, it's quite a nice tight fit that is actually, so it shouldn't be blowing. I'm not sure if I should fit it to the U-bend, and try and offer it up here, if that's going to be the easiest way to do it, because I don't think I could like sort of pull it on. I think I'll do that. I'll try that first. So see if I can push that on. Oh shit! Onto the exhaust manifold. Now I hate these bolts. They're going to be such, if they fall out now, they're going to be such a pain to get. Actually, what's going on here, lad? Can I fish those back in again if I drop them out? Oh, I can, yep. It's quite tight on my case here, so I'm going to have to, oh Jesus, this is going to be fun. I know that's such a pain to get, there's such a pain to get in again. I hate this system. This is sort of the system JL uses with like plastic washers on the back there. Oh, I've lost both my screws. There we go, it's up. Right, this is the sort of system that JL uses. They've got these like plastic gaskets, and they fit in between your bracket and, oh my goodness, it's a tight fit, lad. It's a tight fit. That's all right. And then that one here, like that. I actually think a good solid mount is just as good. My chisel speed was just a solid mount, and that never cracked. I had that quite a few years. I'm really pleased with the chisel speed, but because I like to try new stuff or be a guinea pig, I haven't heard of anyone that's tried one of these yet. And that obviously, there you go. So that needs to move up there. I really don't want to put it under tension, but why is it a mile off? It's completely flush. That's a bit annoying. It's it's completely flush on the exhaust manifold, but it's miles away from the holes. How am I going to sort out that, do you reckon? Right, that was a bit of a palaver. If this wasn't going to be a test of this exhaust, I think what I'd do is actually make a bracket like they do at Chisel Speed and BGM, where you've got two Allen bolts that go through there, and you've got like a plate that's threaded at the back. so you can screw them in from this side. Now, I think I would have preferred to be able to put these bolts in the opposite way so that I can see my nylocks on this side so that I know that they haven't loosened. But yeah, it was such a pain because I sort of had to thread them in. This one went in quite easy. This one was really hard to get in. So I had to sort of put it in at an angle and screw it through the hole. And now it's not tightened, it's all loose here. So I've got some wiggle room. But something I'm really, really pleased about, I have to say, is maybe I have to do a tiny little bit of wobbly cam. On the Chisel Speed exhaust, it's really, really tight on the bolt that holds the cylinder cowl. This, loads of room. Let me put my hand the other way. So there's loads of room there. And I can see as well the profile on this compared to the Chisel Speed exhaust. It's actually quite a lot different actually, because the Chisel Speed exhaust is a lot fatter in this area, and then it gets smaller here. It's sort of the opposite. So it'll be really interesting to see what sort of characteristics this exhaust gives. Now, if you have got a splash plate, let me put that down there, you can see, I think, that with a splash plate, it might go. And if you've got eccentric engine bolts or engine mounts, you could probably move your engine back a tiny little bit so that you don't have to take off the splash plate, which is also nice because a lot of expansions you have to remove the splash plate. The clearance from the panels looks to be exceptional. Look at that. You'd actually be able to fit your football without a SLUK clip. You can see I've got mine there with this exhaust pipe. It is a little bit low at the front here. So I reckon the old sleeping policeman, you're gonna have to be a little bit careful there, because when your engine compresses, this front end here is going to pop down on the asphalt. But because I've jacked the rear end of this scooter up as high as possible, it might, yeah, we'll see how that goes. But that's certainly one to watch. Otherwise, fitted very nice. And of course, another area that can be a pain is it can be really tight against the air exhaust from your cylinder. Loads of room there, it's not touching anything. And here, both my Chisel Speed exhaust, you can see there's loads of a big gap there. On both my Chisel Speed exhaust and my Avanti, they were both rubbing on the bottom edge corner here on the Casa side case, because that is a little bit fatter. Right, so this is the end cam bracket, which is sort of an upgraded version of a JL end case bracket, and I imagine it is supposed to fit on this bolt here so that it, I think, let me just put that end cam, what's it on, you can have a look. This goes here for your end cam, and I imagine like this, that is supposed to fit in there somewhat. My challenge is the fact that this bracket does not fit. I'll take this plastic elastomer thing off. The bracket doesn't fit on my case like that, because this area here is too high for it. You can see I've actually marked it a little bit, which is a shame. And what I was thinking, another thing that I don't like about that either is the fact that I am going to have to I'm going to have to sort of space this out like this, because, and quite far as well, because on the back side of this plastic bobbin, you need to have room for a nut. And I don't have that. Right, I'm just test fitting my footboard here, because on a lot of other expansion exhausts that I've used, I normally have to cut off a small portion of the left-hand footboard to clear the exhaust. Actually, on this exhaust, it clears it, which is very nice. Hey! The bracket turned up. That is just brilliant. Like I said, I have to say a really big thank you to Tina. That's not a real name, but she knows who she is. From Germany. Very nice lady, who obviously understands the importance of getting your scooter bits fast, because she must have sent this, yeah, the same day that she got it. Now, I've tried this up against my case, and I actually don't need any modifying, which is absolutely excellent. But something I find a little bit odd, to tell you the truth, is the holes didn't quite fit. So to alleviate the issue of the holes not quite lining up with the stud holes, I have drilled out the holes to 7mm, just to give me a little bit of lee room. It's still a little bit tight, but that's a good thing really when it comes to exhaust. Now this bracket from what they call TD Customs, Germany, it's really heavy duty, and I reckon once I fit this on here, this thing is not going anywhere. And as you can see here, because of the way this bracket is shaped, it's quite similar to the Casa Performance one, except because that was also in my consideration, the Casa Performance one. But the Casa Performance one has two slots here, because it actually fixes your silencer to the bracket. Here I need it so that it fits the yeah, what's it called, this bit here, a little bit of a stub there. You can see the hole there. Right, as you see, I haven't fit my iron can. This didn't quite go to plan. When I started getting the bracket further in towards the case, it was catching on these corners here, this one and this one. So I had to you just simply can't get an angle grinder or my bench grinder far enough in there on the bracket. So I had to fiddle that with a round file. And another thing which was a little bit annoying is obviously this bracket is made for a jail, which as I explained, I thought it looked quite similar, but there are some differences. One of them being this bracket is supposed to sit up here, and if you look there, if I sort of put it at the side where it would be, the hole is a lot lower, or the slot for the bobbin is a lot lower, and actually slightly further back. So what I ended up having to do is drill a big hole in this bracket so that I can fit my bobbin. And on this outer edge here, it's got like a capture thing. And what I do is, yeah, I ended up measuring it to about 5mm, which turned out pretty good. And now I'm going to fit the end can, so you can see. There you go. So don't have to. The thing is, it needs pressing up slightly, but on a good note, it was pushed up really high. So I reckon that was sort of too much. It would be too much tension on the exhaust there. Give that a little bit of wiggle. I've got my bobbin in there, and then I can tighten it down here without it being in tension. Bit of an amendment here when it comes to fit. I had to cut my rear footboard, as you can see there, just to give clearance for the tailpipe. But I've been messing around with this for a couple of hours. Loosening the bolts, try and pull the exhaust out from out the panel, because I have to show you something. Bollocks. So what's happening is, let me angle you down a bit. I can't fit my panel. However, it just doesn't fit. That's so annoying. You would have thought, it's such a shame because the clearance around the engine and everything is really good. So what I'm forced to do here, because time is at an essence, is cut my panel off here to give it clearance enough so they can actually fit my panel. Otherwise, I could probably squeeze it in there or bend it in, but I really don't fancy doing that. So that was a pain in the arse, really. That's such a shame, because otherwise fitment would be good. So what's new about this video is the fact that I have bought a new microphone system. You can't actually see it, it's on the back of my t-shirt here, which means that hopefully when I'm going to go out testing this, I want to use my modern motorbike helmet, because that's just so much better fit than my retro helmet. I can actually attach this little microphone on the inside of my helmet. The beauty about these is, it's a DJI mic, by the way. The beauty about these is I can see all my levels and everything. I don't have to shout. And they've also got internal storage. So if I get dodgy sound, which I have been getting lately, what that means is I can just, when I put it into the video editor, I can take away the sound and just import it directly from the microphone, which is really cool. It's just going to make my workload a lot easier. Another thing that I've done to the scooter before we go is, probably hard to see because my light is on the other side, but I've actually fit the Cast Performance disc brake here. Well, they aren't those expensive, but wow, aren't they very good? You really, I mean, trying is believing. These brakes are definitely the best on the market at the moment. And I've fit new rubbers on my Homecast and my mudguard, because the ones that were on there were absolutely stiff, really solid. Because I think they were the original ones on there. So I've been trying to reduce vibrations. Another thing I've done is actually taken off the leg shields and fitting the rubbers under there as well. So hopefully I eliminate a lot of sound. So what I think I'll do now is say I'll love you and leave you. And in the next video, we will be taking this for a test ride. We are going to have a little bit of a listen to the exhaust. Another cool thing about those microphones is I've got two of them. So that means I can have one in my helmet. I can actually have one on the back of my rucksack, so that I can balance the sound so that you get full stereo of me gibbering, and I can cut over to the one that I've got outside, external microphone, and you can actually hear this thing raw. So I'm really looking forward to start this up, which will probably tomorrow. And I'll bolt it all down because I have to test the ignition, of course, the timing. And I'll take this for a spin, and hopefully we can get Shrek on the road. There's quite a few things I've done here, so that's the there's always going to be something I have to adjust. The gearbox is new, the side case is new, so I hope that engages properly when I kick it over. I've adjusted the port timings to suit this exhaust. Oh, I just can't remember what it was. I think it was 170, between 173, 176 SIP recommend for this. And I think I'm bang in the middle there, somewhere like 174 and a half. Yeah, so like I said, I love you and leave you. Don't forget, if you like this kind of stuff, do the old thumbs up, subscribe, hit the bell so that you get notifications when I put out a video. At the moment, I'm putting out a video about once a week, and by the time this video comes out, I would have got over 1 million views. That is really cool. I really really appreciate your support, and yeah, write a comment down below. I'll see you in the next one. Ta-ra!